Thank you for having me.
All right, just breaking a few moments ago, the Senate committee unanimously adopted Senator Hawley's legislation, which would require that the Secret Service disclose all documents on the failed assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Hawley saying basically, given the way the Secret Service and Department of Homeland Security is stonewalled, I think it's incumbent upon us to say we want this information. He's urging his colleagues' support. Why would any Democrat not want this, Corey?
Well, the only reason they wouldn't want it is if they want to play politics with an attempted assassination on the leading candidate for president of the United States. You know, it's now been over 2 months. We still don't have answers. Obviously, we don't have the ability to have a conversation with the suspect because that threat was eliminated that day in Butler, Pennsylvania. But what we don't know is why all of these security breaches happened, how they occurred, who's responsible for them, and how do we prevent them from happening again? So there has to be accountability. Just the firing, or I guess the resignation of the former director of the United States Secret Service is not enough. We saw another attempt on the president's life on Sunday, this time in West Palm Beach, and we have to make sure that our candidates for office, regardless of political affiliation, are protected and are not subjects or targets of these deranged lunatics who want to take the law into their own hands because of the rhetoric on the left.
And that's exactly what it is. And since Butler, many say it's exposed not just copycats that may be looking for weaknesses, but, you know, a lot of folks who are listening to the rhetoric. It's odd, though, when you have pieces like this. CNN's Wolf Blitzer, Corey, I'll play this and get your reaction.
The Trump campaign is seizing on this apparent assassination attempt as a way to rile up his base.
Seizing. The fact that he dodged a bullet not once but twice, maybe by the grace of God.
What do you mean apparent assassination attempt? The FBI has determined that the event that transpired on Sunday in West Palm Beach was an assassination attempt on the president's life. He took a bullet for this country because of the failures of the protocols that weren't followed. There's no apparent assassination attempt. It was an assassination attempt. And for Wolf Blitzer to say that just goes to show you the rhetoric and the vitriol that the left continues to have against this president for standing up and calling them out. You know, when Donald Trump was shot, he asked for the country to come together. And what do we see on the left? They continue to say that he was a threat against democracy, that he wouldn't give up power if he was there. All of those things are what encourage these potential madmen, these lunatics, to take the law into their own hands and commit these acts of violence, and it must stop immediately.
We're so grateful that, you know, the Secret Service agents at least spotted this rifle poking out from the bushes that day. Too close. You know, Kamala Harris just speaking at the Hispanic caucus there in D.C. And yesterday, as you know, the same National Association of Black journalists that wanted to grill Donald Trump gave her all the softballs. And she says she needs to earn the black people's vote. Black voters we saw in the Bronx really gravitating towards Donald Trump. How does she expect to win the black vote, or in fact anyone's vote, when she refuses to talk about policies? Moments ago, she said Donald Trump wants to end Medicare. She's going to win it by using fear tactics, it sounds like, Corey.
Well, when you have no plans of your own and you continue to grab Donald Trump's plans and call them your own, of course you have to use fear and lies and innuendo and speculation. All of a sudden, Kamala Harris is now in favor of a border wall that she called for 4.5 years a vanity project. She's now in favor of fracking in the state of Pennsylvania that she told us on day one she would never support. She's now in favor of no tax on tips when she was against it. So she has no policies of her own. They have no policies on her website. She goes to these interviews and gets softball questions, refuses to sit down with additional journalists to lay out what her plans are for America, and all she wants to do is fearmonger against Donald Trump's personality because she knows that his policies are the right ones for America, and that's why you see tens of thousands, 50, 60, 70,000 people coming to New York tonight to have the opportunity for a small glimpse to get in to see Donald Trump tonight at what is an unbelievably packed arena. We saw it last night when I was with him in Michigan. We'll continue to see it around this country because they want hope, they want opportunity, and they know that the agent of change is Donald Trump.